These stats are crawling up my
bruh.
This time we got the bug type. Everyone knows this is the weakest type, but we still gotta make a video for it. So here we go, 50 useless bug type stats. As always, only the regular and regional forms will be counted in the stats, not the alternatives or mega forms, unless stated otherwise. Let's just start. When compared against all other types, bug type on average has the lowest HP. Every region has released 7 or more bug type Pokemon except Kalos, who couldn't even do half of that with only 3. Unova released the most bug types at 18, and also has the highest concentration of bug types. In all of Pokemon, there are 2 Pokemon that are dual type and has a single digit stat value for any category. Both are bug types. There are only 2 bug types to have a 90 or higher HP value, those being Centiskorch and Buzzwole. 18 bugs has an HP stat of 70 or higher, none came from Kanto. Pinsir has the highest base stat out of all mono bug type Pokemon with 500. 6 bugs have a base stat total of 530 or higher, half of them came from the Alola region. Venonat to Venomoth and Nincada to Shedinja are the only time weight loss happened on evolution for a bug type. Skorupi is the only bug type to lose its bug typing upon evolution. The most commonly used bug type combination is bug and flying with 13. 5 bug types allocate 23% or more of all their stat to HP. They are all mono bug Pokemon. The most commonly used base stat for a bug type is 500, which was used a total of 7 times. 4 bug types has less than 9% attack allocation. 3 of them came from the Johto region. 4 bugs allocate 30% or more of all their stat to defense. 3 of them also came from Johto. Wimpod to Gliscod is the largest stat increase out of all bug type evolutions. Time to be a Shuckle merchant. Looking at the 5 worst offensive Pokemon for bug types, 4 of them are tied in second place with a score of 75. Shuckle's score is 25. Shuckle has the highest bulk out of all Pokemon, not just bug. Shuckle is the only Pokemon to distribute over 90% of all his stat to 2 stat categories. Shuckle also has the highest bulk allocation of all Pokemon, the second highest being 80%. Shuckle out of all Pokemon has the largest bulk to offense gap at 455. Shuckle also has the lowest score of being a physical sweeper and special sweeper, both having a score of 15. When combining its best 3 stats, it has the highest sum of any Pokemon. When combining its lowest 3 stats, it's tied for the lowest amongst all Pokemon. When adding the sum of both of its defensive categories, obviously it's the highest out of all Pokemon. We're halfway done after being a merchant, but just letting y'all know my favorite bug type is Volcarona, because when I was a kid and entered the pyramids or whatever, I thought it was a legendary because of how pristine and cool it looked. And it still looks cool like that because Volcarona has that swag. Scizor, Blipbug, and Heracross are the only bug types with equalized bulk and offense scores. The largest attack gap and largest defense gap for bug type is 86, both done by Buzzwole. Formosa is the best physical and special sweeper with a score of 288. Weedle and Caterpie are both the worst special tank with a score of 40. Blipbug is the worst physical tank of all bug types with a score of 40. Out of all bug type, Vikavolt has the highest special attack and highest special attack allocation. The latest Pokédex number for bug is 988. Every other Pokemon type has a Pokemon released after this number. 23 bug type Pokemon allocates 54% or more of all their stat to offense. None came from Kalos. 21 bug type Pokemon with a special attack stat of 75 or higher. None came from Johto. Pinsir and Aselgor are the only mono bug Pokemon to have a triple digit value for any of their stats. They both did it twice. Rounded to their nearest ones, these are average stats for all bug types. Only Larvesta is within 17 points of each of the averages. Likewise, Shuckle is the only one not even within 25 of any of the stats. In fact, none of its stats are even within, who knows bro, I'm not calculating this. The average base stat for bug types is 375. Swadloon is the closest at 380. 20 bug types has a base stat of 250 or lower. None came from the Unova region despite it releasing the most amount of bug types. If physical stats were removed, Shedinja would have the lowest base stat at 101. If physical stats were removed, Volcarona would have the highest base stat at 425. If special stats were removed, both Blipbug and Snom would have the lowest base stat at 110. If special stats were removed, Buzzwole would have the highest base stat at 464. Every region introduced a bug type Pokemon within 15 Pokédex number from the start of the region. Unova is the only region to not follow this rule as their first bug type came in the 47th spot with Sewaddle. Only Alola didn't introduce a bug Pokemon that starts with the letter S. 21 bug Pokemon has an attack stat of 40 or lower. None came from Paldea. Nincada to Shedinja is the only time HP reduction happened upon evolution. 8 bug type Pokemon has equalized attack and defense. 5 came from the Sinnoh region. These are the average allocations for bug type Pokemon. Levani is the only one within 3 percentage point of each of the average stats. Likewise, only Vivillon and Shuckle aren't within 4 percentage point of any of the allocation. Shuckle isn't even close to any of the limits whatsoever. Shedinja has the highest attack allocation in all of Pokemon. Yeah, those were 50 useless bug type stats with a Shuckle merchant and Shedinja merchant, but you know, that's not my fault, that's on Game Freak. And yeah, what type do you want to see next? And that's about it.